Hello everyone, this is God of War Ghosts of Sparta for the PlayStation Portable, and what better way to start this off than with the sex minigame. And what's kind of funny about this is that as you go along, more women start jumping in. So there's 2 women on the bed right now. Let's see how many more ghosts jumps in. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Kratos is having sex with 8 different women at the same time. That is how you can tell Kratos is such a badass motherfucker. And he satisfied all those women, and he just pushes them along, and now we're off. Now, this game takes place between the first and second God of War games. And this fills in a part of the story with his brother. His brother Deimos. We find out that his brother is actually alive. And in this game, he's out to find him and rescue him. So, gameplay-wise, this game plays like any other God of War games. If you play Chains of Olympus on the PSP, gameplay-wise is very similar. The developers, which is Ready at Dawn, didn't really change that much. There's a lot more backstory in this version now. This is one of these dream sequences with Kratos and Deimos when they were younger. Now, graphically, this game looked really good. The developers really understand what the PSP is capable of, and this just shows it. I think this game looks better than any PS2 game out there, and that's saying a lot, because, you know, the PSP is one of the first systems to actually be more powerful than the company's console, which is pretty amazing. Well, one of the few, actually. You know, there's probably other handhelds out there that were like that at the time, but yeah, this game just really shows just how powerful the PSP really is.
A Spartan warrior never lets his back.
You know, it makes games on the
Even
DS
in death, a Spartan stands
look like
tall for
ass
battle.
to me, but
You are a Spartan, are you not?
you know, if more games look like this, you know, Sony can market the PSP as a cheap alternative to the 3DS. But, you know, obviously with recent sales figures, they're finding out that sales of the PSP hardware itself has basically dropped by half. So, very few people are picking the system up now. And that probably has to do with the announcement of the 3DS and the inevitable successor to the PSP, because developers has come out and basically admitted that, yeah, there is a PSP2 and that they are working on games for that system. So, God of War Ghosts of Sparta is probably going to be one of the last few games that actually really showcase the graphical powerhouse of the PSP. Now, I really enjoy this game. You know, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I don't really have any gripes with this game, which is a lot to say on the PSP. You know, there are plenty of PSP games that I played over the years that, you know, I've had gripes with those particular games, the God of War games on the PSP,
Forgive me.
I don't really have problems with it. Probably the only complaints I would have is that maybe sometimes some enemies are kind of cheap. You know, there was this one boss battle where you had this creature that flies, and the creature would form like other creatures, and they would be attacking at the same time, and then the main boss character would attack you right away after that, so you don't really have time to dodge. And I died multiple times. And what I found out about this game is that if you die in a particular area so many times, it'll just ask you, hey, do you want to try this again on an easier level? Which is actually kind of a nice touch, because if they don't have features like that, you know, you keep trying and trying, you just cannot get past this part, or you get to a point where it's like, alright, am I really going to have to restart the entire game? And this is just one of these nice touches that they do that, you know, yeah, there are going to be cases where people might have trouble in particular spots, so let's just let them try this again at an easier level and see if they pass it, and if they do, well, they just continue on, which is something I really wish more games have. So here's a little combat zone that started off a little rough, but you know, I'm getting the hang of it now. And just look how the game looks. I mean, I know I'm going to be repeating myself, but this game is really gorgeous on this system. You know, sure, you know, if you try to compare this, you know, with a PS3 game or a 360, yeah, this game's not going to look as great. But, you know, what's funny about it is that this game actually does look better than a lot of the Wii games out there, which is ironic that, you know, the Wii is technically more powerful than the PSP, but because a lot of the developers doesn't really put the time in to make games look good on the Wii, that, you know, the Wii has a stigma of shit-looking games. But, you know, there are some Wii games out there that actually honestly does look better, because that's no question. But, you know, Ghost of Sparta looks better than a lot of the Wii games out there. So, there's really not much else to say, except, you know, if you have a PSP and you enjoy these types of games, you know, if you enjoyed God of War in the past, or if you just like these kinds of games, this is a must pick up. You know, if you have the PSP Go, you know, just download on the PlayStation Store, or, you know, if you have the older versions, you can get the UMD version. Obviously, I got this for the PSP Go because that's the system I use, and I don't know if it's still going on, but when the game first came out, during a certain time period, if you download the game, you'll actually get all the pre-order bonuses and all the extra bonus perks you get if you've pre-ordered the game, you know, the UMD version. But because, you know, you can't really pre-order a download game, they just let you download the game with all the extra stuff with it. So that's what I ended up doing. And here comes a small boss battle. So if you have a PSP, I say pick this game up. This game is $40. Ooh, look at this. Man, look at that. Oh, it's really nice. He's dead. So I'm just going to end it here and just let you continue watching this. So like always, have a good one, and check out my other videos on my channel. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. So like always, have a good one.